All right, guys, you're ready to talk about another episode of the Twilight Zone, episode 35, season 1, as it appears on Netflix.
Oh boy.
So I'm going to be honest with you. I can't remember what this episode was.
Baseball. Robotic baseball.
Oh, this episode was not good.
I hated this episode.
Yeah, this was not a good episode. That's why I forgot. It was very
This
forgettable.
might be one of the worst episodes.
The only cool thing was made me think of Grandma because it happens in Weehawken.
Hoboken.
I'm sorry. That didn't make me think of Grandma at all, apparently.
It made me think of Grandma because it was slow and had no idea what it was doing.
There you go. But what was interesting was, and I don't know anything about this team.
The Hoboken Zephyrs.
No, the one they transferred to.
Okay. So was it supposed to hint that
that's
there
what
was
I'm like.
some...
Is that what is that the thing is? Because I'm like, that's kind of interesting if it played off of the times. It ended with this robotic. So there's a baseball player who's a robot, and they give the plans to the general manager or whatever the team or the coach or whatever you. And it's like it's said that he went off to Los Angeles and blah blah, and that's why that team was so good. And I'm like, is that happening this year? Was that 1960?
I was gonna say, like, he traveled west and then got several pennants to his name or whatever. So this must be playing off of somebody who's on some famous team that I don't even fucking know. But like that
were
doesn't.
The Dodgers super successful then? I don't know who that.
This does not resonate or connect with me on like any
level.
level.
As a man who really couldn't care less about baseball, and there wasn't any crazy twist in this. From the jump, you knew what the thing was.
Well, I mean, I
like, is the twist he's a human now and doesn't want to hurt people? Like,
so okay,
because we're all about hurting people. That's like human nature.
Yeah, what it's supposed to be is if you give this like essentially this is the mind of a child. If you give him a heart, he'll fucking have compassion all of a sudden and not want to hurt any whatever. But like that isn't how kids are. Kids are like brutal and like the worst. You have to learn the like compassion. Plus, give him a heart makes no sense. They literally just installed a heart. That doesn't give you what a heart gives your brain because we call it a heart because you're dumb thing. That's horrible. This is awful or something like that.
And the way it sounded, I was like,
it's
a robot heart.
Yeah, it was just ticking. That makes no sense at all. So, like, this implies that the doctor who, like, built him while he installed something to, like, tick to, like, prove that he could play on the team also, like, changed his programming or his brain juice or something to make him feel things all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Which... like, you could have done that by making it into, like, a thing where he had to get emotion somehow, but it, like, right? Because this happens, right? It's like, well, I can't love because I'm a thing, and then it's like, well, I could give you a human whatever, and then he, like, can't do his other thing as well, right? You do, like, that's come up, that's a thing, but that isn't this.
No, there was, like, it was weird because there was no real catch. It was just like, no, this is happening now. And you're like, oh, all right. I like the shot of the beginning, baseball hitting him in the chest, and he's going like, and like not even reacting.
For like a brief moment, I was like, oh no, he's like simple. He's like he is like whatever. Before they reveal that he's a robot, I'm like, oh god, where is this going? I don't know about this.
He destroys that man's hand.
Totally. No. Well, no. So like in like the next scene, he's a robot or something like that. But like for like the first scene, he just seems like a hello, like I like pet the rabbits type guy, and I was like, oh god, what are we doing? What year is this?
Had they let that run longer, that could have been interesting.
Had the twist been he's a robot.
Yes. Yeah. If the coach would have met this guy and just thought, oh god, he throws so fast because he doesn't know he can't, and like he doesn't
know that's supposed to go throw it fast.
Exactly. He has very weird social cues because there's some sort of a mental problem.
Right.
And then it would be like. And then at the end they check his thing and like the doctor should have just like taken him and ran like once he was discovered. That's what I think should have happened, and not like when we found out he was a robot the whole time. A robot, not like I could install a heart.
No, and like...
would you then think he's a human? Well, I guess if he had a... What?
No, and like that whole thing, the rules of baseball clearly state, and I'm like, where is this going? No, like, and like this could have even worked better had there been like a debate of like, well, we can't give him a heart for some, like, but like it doesn't fit the like setup right, but had there been some sort of like debate where like the coach was like, well, we could do this and then maybe do that, but like clearly it's wrong and he's pushing the kid too hard or something, and then it all blows up in his face, right? Nothing blew up in anyone's face. No one paid for their like greed or their like assumptions or whatever. This was not a Twilight Zone thing.
I would have liked it to, like I said, end in an investigation. The doctor's on the run. They've lost. They stripped away their wins, and that's the thing. Like, And maybe
Right,
you could throw in a little line of like, "It's said that doctor went west," and like maybe a thing like that, and try it again.
Maybe he like whatever. No, because there had to be a thing of like, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Like have allow me to sum this up in some like bite-sized way. Don't just have a weird.
What could even be on that single piece of paper where he's like, "You want the blueprints?" And he's not a scientist. What would he even do with that? This is presumably the most talented scientist in the world.
Yeah, he's made several breakthroughs in the fields of like robotics, biogenics, artificial intelligence,
realistic modeling and art.
Yeah,
like
that's what I mean. Like he grew human parts around him. It's essentially a Terminator. Like the whole thing makes no sense.
I took it as like none of it was actually human.
Yeah.
And like until I guess they went and added a heart, but oh god, it's just dumb. This
no, but
dumb.
but like a heart's not. Oh, so we've already discussed that.
If you're 100% machine and we just go, all right, let me staple this heart in there
I know.
now.
So like it can't be a heart that's beating because he has no pulse. He's not going to get a pulse unless you install an entire circulatory system, which he wouldn't need if he's a robot, assuming he's a robot or whatever.
But they clearly didn't mean heart as in a soul,
right?
Because they're checking for the beat.
They're checking for like the noises, and when he listens and it's like tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, he's like, "We did it, boys! Bust out the champagne. We're gonna win."
Couldn't you just put a clock in there? Like what the hell?
Yeah, literally. So it has no fucking. So what I thought was gonna happen when he starts to pitch, and like the dude. Like knocks it out of the park. I was like, oh shit, there's robots on the other team now. Oh shit, and like he's inferior, or maybe the heart's holding him back in some way, or something like that. Maybe they're not just be like, well, you gave him a heart, it's gonna also have whatever, something practical about his pitching ability, not the fact that he's a big softy now or whatever. Oh man,
this episode's gross.
I don't know why this episode's here. This makes me sad. I'm worried that we're entering a time where like the show has gone downhill or something
In recent times, I feel like I've disliked more than I've liked.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So we'll see.
I was going to mention this a few episodes ago, but the intro changed. It's now an eyeball, and Rod Serling says something else. Also, I think it's Rod Serling now, and not maybe someone else. Was it always Rod Serling? I feel like this might be a thing now.
I thought it was, but maybe it wasn't.
I feel like the voice may change. But yeah, something has changed. This is all season 1 according to Netflix, but it's obviously like a collection of episodes. I'm not sure if this is the order they aired
it's still season
in.
1. It's still season 1.
Well,
I looked up this.
Okay.
I think, and it's either 35 or 45. I think episodes was season 1.
Literally when it aired originally?
Yeah.
Do you know if this is the same order that it aired in?
It is.
Wow. So something has changed though recently because the intro changed and the show sucks. So I don't know.
Well, things go on as a time, and I know there are some good episodes ahead of us because I can remember ones that we haven't seen yet that are good.
We haven't gotten to yet.
And like any show who runs a long standing, because it's like a 35 episode first season.
Yeah.
That's like now you had like 5 seasons.
No, and everything
shows are so short and shitty now.
Everything cannot be a winner. I understand that, but this is unusually bad and like un-Twilight Zone-ish for me. I'm very much like, where are we?
Well, I think it's because in our memory we've latched on to the greatest episodes, and that is what the Twilight Zone is. But by and large, I don't know if they are all those episodes.
They all suck,
I think like more often than not, it's in the ballpark of this, pun intended.
I'm waiting for Kick the Can. I'm waiting for like the lady who's dreaming that the sun is getting closer, but it's really getting farther. And to serve man, unless that's Outer Limits, in which case I'm going to keep waiting forever.
All right, guys, so that was this episode of Twilight Zone. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.